Hey yo, Stoic here. Hey, welcome to the Bedrock Guide. In this tutorial, we're going to be talking about sugarcane and bamboo. Bamboo and sugarcane are one of the first things that everyone wants to get at the beginning of the game. It's easy to just start farming it. Once you've collected it, you just start growing it in your area. And yeah, there are some uses. So bamboo can be a great resource for fuel if you can't get a good resource. This stuff grows pretty fast. However, it doesn't burn very well. So that's why you have to grow it in bulk. The other thing that you can do is build some scaffolding. Once you get some string, then you can use scaffolding to make your big builds happen. Sugarcane is nice because you can bake with it. You can also brew with it. The other thing that you can do, and primarily what you're going to be doing early game, is you're going to be making paper out of this in order to make books and later on to make fireworks. You can see that sugarcane can grow on all of these blocks right here: grass, mud, dirt, sand, red sand, coarse dirt, muddy mangrove roots. These are brand new, podsole and mycelium. Yeah. And as long as there is a water source behind them, it can be a water source block or it can be a stream. These will grow. Very similar, bamboo will grow on the same items. So if you want a little bit of color to your build, you can add different things in there instead of just the plain old green. But you can also have gravel. Now, the easiest way to farm these is just to coast along the coastline and find some sugarcane and then just bring it back to your base and just line everything up and just start gathering it. You just chop it down once it gets pretty tall, just like that. Now you've got a whole bunch. And same with bamboo. You don't need to be right next to the shoreline. You just have to start growing it. So once you do that, they'll all fall down. So the shoreline technique and just the breaking of bamboo isn't that great of a strategy. I mean, if you don't have the resources, makes sense to me, but you can make an automated system right here. It's just a passive system. You've probably seen this before. It is the simplest you can get with a bamboo and sugarcane farm, and they're pretty much identical. The only difference is that we get a little bit of water for the sugarcane. Materials wise, it's pretty straightforward, just a collection system right here. So minecart with hopper, rail, hopper, and a chest. That'll help collect everything we need. Just need a solid block for some of our redstone, something for it to grow on. We talked about that. Piston, observer, and some redstone, and this is tileable. So once you start making this thing, you can just add them right next to each other, and we'll show that in a second. So let's just go ahead and build it, and yeah, we'll just put in one chest like that, one hopper just on the side or the back side of it. We'll put a rail on top of that, and then we can place minecart with hopper over that. Now, it's always a good idea to make sure your minecart doesn't go anywhere. So in this case, it's facing this other direction. We want to make sure it doesn't roll off. So now we've got it in place just like that. The next thing we can do is just put some dirt or whatever kind of block you want to use. Red stand, that's always pretty cool. You can use a solid block on the back here just to build things up. We'll put a piston on top of that. Jump to the other side. We'll put in an observer. And then we can grab another solid block just like that. Put the redstone right there. And now we've got our farm in place. And you can see we'll just put in some bamboo, let it grow. And what happens here is it grows up 2 times tall. And once it gets to the third size, it will be observed by the observer. It'll produce a redstone signal onto this, which energizes the redstone, which energizes the box or block right here. And then it'll push this piston out, which will break it back down to the single height size. We don't want to break the bottom one because then, well, the plant will be gone. So yeah, this is our farm just like that. And if we want to add this as sugarcane, we just have to make sure we've got a water source, and one of the best spots to put it is just right behind here. You can see that we've got just a water source block inside these trapdoors just to make it look nice. But yeah, that is the farm, and we can put these things right next to each other. So one of the first things that you can do is, yeah, you can just use water stream to help collect. So if you don't have a whole lot of iron, this might be the best way to do it. There are losses, though, because once this thing shoots out, sometimes the sugarcane will land right on top of the sand, and there's no way to get it. But most of the time, it'll land in the water stream, and it'll end up in your collection system right here. So if we let this thing grow, let's see, one more time, you can see that everything got pushed out, and we lost one of them. But that's okay. This thing's working in the background, and we'll just collect things over time. More of a lossless system here. You can see that all we've done is placed a minecart with hopper on some rails, just going back and forth, just powered the powered rails on the end, and our minecart with hopper rolls right over top of these 2 hoppers, which lands right inside this chest. What I don't have is some protection. So when these things do get pushed, and we'll go ahead and line this, you want to make sure that you can have glass here. You can have solid blocks as well. You know what's going to happen in there. This will keep the bamboo from shooting out away from the minecart with hopper. We actually want this stuff to land right on top of that source block or that solid block. You do that, everything lands, and then you can see that the minecart picks it up. All right, so let's expand on this idea. You can see we're losing a little bit here, but only because I don't have any glass. So if we come back around here, let's go ahead and fill that in just like that. And I just wanted to show it so you could see inside. But in this case, we are doubling up here. We've got two of them back to back. We're utilizing the same red stone that's placed right behind it. And we just have two water sources in here only because of how long I made it. You can actually probably just put in one if you've got it just short enough, and you won't have to make it quite as big. But I've got one minecart running all the way around, just collecting anything that may drop on top of these source blocks. So yeah, here's another great design. And the last one here, I just wanted to show this one only because I thought it was pretty neat. You can just build this stuff up as high as you want. Again, this is probably going to have some losses only because, yep, you can see that some of them fall right back on the dirt. But you can see that with enough of them, they will just go ahead and fall down, hit that water stream, and we'll end up inside of this chest right here. And you can just go vertical with this, especially if you don't have a whole lot of room. The other thing that's nice is that you can just place this water right on top of the observers, and that will provide the water source or stream. All right, thanks everyone for joining me on the Bedrock Guide. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit that like button. It definitely helps the channel. And also, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe as well. Bye-bye.